Have you ever clicked on one of those videos that says 5 mistakes every beginner makes and wonder, am I making those mistakes? And if I could just avoid them, then, well, maybe my paintings would just work out brilliantly and life would be perfect. Well, I certainly have. And let me tell you that these mistakes are quite relative, and so are the so-called rules in watercolor. In this video, I'm going to break at least 5 rules and certainly make some mistakes, but still end up with a painting that I'm actually quite happy with. The first one is working on a cheap paper. I know we all should be working on the best 100% cotton paper, spend lots of money on it, and if you want to do like an exhibition style painting, then sure, go for expensive paper. But I like to do a lot of studies and sketches on the cheapest paper. It's just basic 120 GSM cartridge paper, and I've actually done a whole video just on how to use this paper. It's a little bit like hot press, so the water doesn't soak into the paper as much. You got to be quick, and it's a different stylistic choice, but certainly you can paint on a cheap paper just as well as you can on expensive paper. The next one is pencil lines. You can see I've done quite an elaborate sketch here, blocked in my shapes, even done a little bit of shading, and pencil lines is fine. Again, probably a stylistic choice. If you really don't like them, want to get rid of them, well, that's fine. I like to draw with a soft pencil like a 4B or even a carbon pencil. So I like my lines quite strong so that I can see what I'm doing, and I don't mind if they are visible. I actually think they add something to my paintings, so I like to have them visible at the end. Number 3 is working from dark to light. We've heard it so many times, you should always work from light to dark because you can't add light colors on top of dark colors, for sure. However, as you can see, I've started with my darkest value right from the start, and that's okay. If you know where your darks are going to go, it's actually an interesting way to work, to start off with the darks and then just leave the lighter parts out and then just gradually build it up from the shadows and the dark values. Third rule I've broken here is that I have not done any light washes to start with, gotten rid of all the white except for my few highlights on the page. I'm actually just jumped straight into the painting here, and I'm not even going to bother with a background wash. I'm going to leave the sky and the foreground white and just really focus on the main subject here, which is this drover looking after his cattle. It's again a stylistic choice for sure, but again, you don't always have to follow the same process every time, and it's actually quite liberating to not worry about skies and foregrounds and first washes, etc., and letting the paper dry. The fifth one that I've broken here is the composition. As you can see, I've put my main subject smack bang in the middle of the composition and then nicely balanced it out on either side with some cows. The only thing that's kind of offsetting that balance is the little dog. Now, admittedly, he's been put there very purposely just to create a little bit more interest in the composition, but you don't always have to stick to the rule of thirds or any other compositional devices. It's really up to you and what you want to express in your painting and what the main focal point is. By all means, learn about composition and try different things. Putting your main subject in the middle of the page is not a mistake, and it's certainly not a rule that you always have to stick to. So I've broken at least 5 rules and definitely made some mistakes in this painting, but they're there to be broken, they're there to learn from, and that's the critical thing here. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, compare yourself to your own work and to your own progress over time. The only mistake that I would say you can never make is not painting enough and not practicing enough. And as I said earlier, there's a video where I show you how to work on this cheap paper so that you can get a much more practice in there without having to worry about using all of your expensive paper. Let me know in the comments what mistakes that you like to avoid and which rules that you want to break in your next painting.